The sleeping giant for more than 100 years, the ship sat untouched on the rocky surface of a forgotten moon. Tall and sleek, black as space itself, it looked more like a statue than a starship. Generations of alien scientists had come and gone, scanning its surface, sending drones inside, and even placing diplomats near it, hoping to speak with whatever intelligence it might house. But the ship never moved, never responded. It was simply there, silent, cold, waiting. The people of the nearby systems started calling it the sleeping giant. Some believed it was a god machine, others called it a trap left behind by a dead race. But no one had ever made it move. Not once. Not even a light blinked inside. Until the day Thomas arrived. Thomas wasn't a scientist. He wasn't even from the system. He was just a cargo handler from Earth, working on a mining freighter. His team had docked on the nearby moon to refuel. While the crew took breaks and fixed equipment, Thomas wandered. The moment he saw the ship, something strange happened inside him. A feeling he couldn't explain. Like the ship was calling. He walked past the alien guards. No one stopped him. They were too tired to care anymore. He stepped toward the black hull. The ship opened. No one had ever seen it do that before. The ramp lowered slowly, a deep hum shaking the air. Lights flickered along the doorway. The aliens stared in shock. But Thomas didn't stop. His feet moved like they knew the way, as if the ship had planted the path in his mind. Inside, the walls pulsed with soft blue light. The interior was unlike any technology he'd seen, alive, almost breathing. The path led him straight to a chair in the center of the bridge. It was shaped like nothing from Earth, yet he knew it was meant for him. He sat down. The ship awakened. Outside, the ground shook. The air rumbled. The ship lifted off the ground slowly, rising like a beast stretching after a long sleep. Engines burned with colors unknown to alien eyes. Alarms blared across the moon. Ships launched. Warnings were sent, but it was too late. The sleeping giant had chosen, and it chose a human. Aboard the Unknown, the ship hovered above the moon for several minutes before shooting into the stars, faster than any alien vessel could follow. Inside, Thomas sat quietly in the pilot's chair, stunned. He wasn't controlling it, he wasn't flying. The ship was flying itself, but it made sure he stayed at the center. Soft lights guided his eyes to the controls. Strange symbols glowed along the walls, but when Thomas looked at them, they shifted into English. He could read them. "Welcome, human. We have been waiting." Thomas blinked. Waiting? For me? The ship didn't speak with a voice. It spoke through feeling. Words placed gently in his thoughts. Not forced, but familiar. As if they were memories returning. You carry the spark, the signal, the trigger. Others could not begin the journey. You can. He didn't understand what spark it meant, but the ship clearly knew something about him he didn't. The cockpit changed before his eyes. Walls folded, metal turned transparent, showing the stars beyond. He could see entire systems, rushing past them. They were no longer in normal space. Back on the moon, chaos erupted. The alien scientists were panicking. Their long-term research site had just flown off, stolen by a human nobody had heard of. The Galactic Union demanded answers. Alien leaders debated whether Earth had been hiding this ship or if this was some kind of human trick. Surveillance footage showed Thomas entering the vessel. And the ship responding. The footage couldn't be denied. Earth's name spread across the galaxy in hours. Back inside the vessel, Thomas touched one of the control panels. A small screen lit up, showing a star map. One dot blinked, highlighted. The ship was headed there. He didn't know why. "Where are you taking me?" he asked. "Home," the ship replied. Thomas frowned. "Earth is my home, not Earth." "Mine. Yours now, too." The words confused him even more. He tried to stand, but the chair held him gently, as if the ship didn't want him to leave yet. It wasn't imprisonment. It was care. Protection. It felt safe. Suddenly, a new feeling flooded his mind. Danger. The ship had picked up pursuit. 3 alien warships chasing through subspace. They had locked onto the ship's energy trail. The ship didn't panic. It shifted speed again, bending light, curving reality. Thomas felt his heart race as stars turned into blurs. The alien ships couldn't follow. But now Thomas had another question. What made him special enough to activate something billions of others couldn't even enter? And why did the ship call him the key? The legacy code as the alien warships disappeared behind them. Thomas sat in silence. The stars around him shimmered like liquid diamonds. The ship had slipped into a kind of space he'd never seen. Quiet, glowing, unreal. He reached out again, touching a smooth panel near the chair. It responded instantly. A projection appeared in front of him, floating symbols, equations, and strange images. He saw alien worlds, long-lost battles, and something that looked like humans, or maybe human-like beings. They wore armor made of light and carried weapons that seemed to bend gravity. Thomas leaned closer. What is this? Memory. History. Legacy. The images faded and a figure appeared, an outline of someone tall, strong, and familiar. Not in appearance, but in presence. Thomas felt warmth, respect. The builders created me. Their kind burned across the stars, but in the end, they vanished. They left behind a message, a path, and a pilot I would wait for. Thomas shook his head slowly. You think I'm one of them? You are their echo. Their blood is not in your body, but in your fire, in your will. That is enough. The ship slowed. Before them hung a dark planet, hidden in the shadows of a dying star. No lights, no signals, nothing on the scanners. But Thomas knew this was the place the ship was guiding him to. It began to descend. Far below, beneath miles of rock and ash, ancient towers waited. Towers that hadn't lit up in thousands of years, until now. As the ship approached, lights flickered across the planet's surface. Blue, then white, then gold. One by one, ancient systems came back to life. Galactic sensors all across the sector picked it up. An uncharted planet just lit up with energy readings older than any known civilization. The Union's councils scrambled again. If this was human-controlled, then Earth might now possess lost super technology, and no one else did. Inside the ship, Thomas stood up. The cockpit had changed again. A door opened behind him, revealing a long corridor leading deeper into the ship. He stepped through. The walls glowed gently. The symbol shifted again, showing him his name. And a message. You were not born to fly ships. You were born to awaken stars. The corridor ended at another room, circular with a high ceiling and a single floating orb in the center. He reached toward it. The moment his fingers touched it, something massive stirred beneath the planet's surface, a city, a fleet. No, a vault of knowledge and machines so advanced they had been forgotten by time itself, and it had just been unlocked by a human. The vault of the first flame. The orb glowed as Thomas touched it, and the room shifted. The walls faded, revealing a vast underground chamber stretching miles in every direction. Machines hummed. Towers blinked with light. Giant structures floated weightlessly in place, ships, weapons, and strange objects with no visible purpose. It was all waking up. Thomas stood on a platform suspended in midair. A voice, clearer now, echoed through his mind. This is the vault. The first flame. It holds the legacy of the builders, and it is yours to command. He shook his head. Why me? I'm not special. I'm just a loader, a worker. But you are human. That is enough. Your kind carries the will to endure, to rise. That is what they feared. That is why the builders chose your world. He stared into the abyss below. Ships floated silently, sleek, curved, silent predators of the void. Most were unfamiliar. Some were shaped like animals. One looked like a massive ring. All of them hummed, with energy now. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, alien leaders were panicking. Emergency councils were called. News networks buzzed with theories. Some accused Earth of hiding ancient tech. Others believed Thomas had stolen a holy relic. Fleet commanders were ordered to investigate, some to prepare for war, and still no one could catch the ship. Inside the vault, Thomas walked deeper. He passed rooms filled with machines that repaired themselves, armories that scanned his DNA and reconfigured their weapons just for him. One drone followed him, silently mapping his movements, adjusting the environment for his comfort. He stopped before a wide control wall. 1,000 stars lit up, each one a system marked by the builders long ago. Next to some were red warnings. Others blinked yellow. One was green. The voice returned. The galaxy is broken. The builders saw it coming. Greed, corruption, power above peace. They made the vault for the day someone like you would return. Thomas looked at the green star. It was Earth, he pointed. That's my home. Then Earth must decide, hide again or rise. He hesitated. And if I choose to rise, you won't be alone. The ship pulsed with energy. Above the surface, towers emerged from the planet. Satellite arrays turned toward the stars. Beacons fired into space, carrying a message in hundreds of languages, a message that would reach every corner of the galaxy in hours. The vault has been opened, and the pilot has returned. He is human. The galaxy reacts. The message spread faster than light. Within hours, every major power in the galaxy had received it. The vault has been opened. The pilot has returned. He is human. Panic swept through alien councils. The Threll Dominion declared the act a threat to peace. The Zarn Coalition accused Earth of conspiracy. The trade lords feared Earth now held weapons beyond control. And the Arkan High Command. They prepared for war. Some demanded Earth surrender the pilot. Others sent envoys to Earth's orbit, offering alliances, bribes, even threats. But Earth had received the message too. And they understood one thing. Thomas had triggered something far bigger than himself. Earth's leaders gathered in silence. Military advisors reviewed the vault signal, and scientists studied the waveforms. They couldn't deny it. This wasn't human tech. It was older, stronger, and still evolving, and it had chosen one of their own. Back in the vault, Thomas stood before a viewing chamber, watching as holographic projections of incoming fleets appeared. Dozens of alien warships were approaching the system, some alone, some in packs, all moving fast. They're coming for me, Thomas whispered. No, the ship replied. They are coming for the power, but you are the gate. Thomas felt the weight in those words. The builders had left behind more than weapons. They left hope, but only for those strong enough to carry it. A new part of the vault unlocked. The walls opened to a hangar where a single massive ship rested, a different one from the others. Its hull shimmered like starlight. Its core glowed, like a beating heart. Thomas stepped closer. This is the Arc Spear, the first ship, the builder's answer to tyranny. It has no crew but you. He placed his hand on it. The ship came alive instantly. Outside the planet, the sky lit up with drive signatures. Alien fleets arrived, forming a blockade around the surface. Warning signals flooded the comms. Threats, demands, ultimatums, but Thomas was done running. The Arc Spear lifted from the vault and shot through the sky like a comet. It broke through the planet's crust in seconds, rising to meet the waiting fleets. The largest alien warship hailed him. Unknown. Vessel. Stand down. You are in possession of forbidden technology. Surrender the vault and your command. Thomas looked at the comm screen and replied calmly. I didn't take it. It chose me. The alien ship fired. But before the shot could hit, the Arc Spear bent space around itself. The beam missed entirely. Thomas raised his hand and the builder's weapon systems responded. In a single pulse of light, the alien ship was disabled. Not destroyed, just stopped. Frozen in time. Dead in the sky. Every other fleet hesitated. Thomas's voice echoed across open channels. This isn't a warship. It's a warning. The age of conquest is over. Stand down, or be left behind. The galaxy held its breath. Rise of the Death Worlder. The silence after Thomas's message echoed louder than any weapon. Across the galactic networks, every species, every empire, every warlord and council played the message on loop. A human, one born on a death world, had not just awakened ancient technology. He had commanded it. With a single ship, he had halted a fleet, not by destroying, but by overpowering their finest with precision and mercy. This wasn't just power. It was control. Inside the arc sphere, Thomas watched the paralyzed ships. One by one, they powered down their weapons. Engines cooled. Some began to retreat. Others hovered in place, uncertain, waiting. The vault planet now shimmered with light. Its towers beamed into space, sinking with the arc sphere. Other ships, builder ships, rose from the surface and floated into orbit. They didn't move like machines, they moved like birds waking after a long winter. Earth's Defense Command patched through a secure transmission. Thomas, is that really you? He smiled faintly. It's me, but I'm not the same anymore. Earth's leaders debated their next move. Thomas's message had put humanity on a galactic stage in a way no alliance, war, or negotiation ever could. They weren't just noticed, they were feared. Thomas opened a secure channel to Earth's capital. You need to listen carefully, he said. What's down here isn't a weapon for conquest. It's a key. The builders knew this galaxy would fall into the hands of the greedy. They built this place to stop that. But only someone from a world that survived the worst and could use it right. You mean Earth? The president asked. Thomas nodded. I mean humans. All over the galaxy. Underground movements and suppressed. Colonies replayed Thomas's broadcast. For the first time in centuries, hope flickered where fear once ruled. The idea that an ordinary human could stand before the greatest powers and hold his ground, it was more powerful than any weapon. But not everyone accepted this new balance. In the distant dark reaches of the galaxy, an old empire stirred. The Varnock supremacy, an isolationist race once defeated by the Builders, detected the vault's activation. They had waited in the shadows for the Builders to die off. Now their ancient enemy had chosen a new heir. They would not allow it. Back, on the vault planet, alarms rang in Thomas's ship. Warning, incoming mass signature detected. Vessel class, Varnock Dreadnought. Status, extinction grade threat. The ship's lights dimmed and the energy core roared to life. Thomas clenched his fists. If they're coming to end this, then we show them what humans can really do. He reached out, and all the builder ships in orbit turned toward the same direction. A human didn't just sit in the pilot seat now. He led an ancient fleet. Humanity ascends. The Varnock. Dreadnought emerged from the void like a black sun. Massive, jagged, pulsing with red energy. Its hull bristled with weapons powerful enough to crack planets. It had not come to negotiate. It had come to erase. Inside, the arc sphere, Thomas stood at the center of a growing storm. Around him, the ancient builder ships hovered like guardians, waiting for his word. Their systems linked to his pulse, his thoughts, his will. Varnock's signal locked. The ship whispered. In his mind, engagement is unwise. Odds of survival, 8.7%. Thomas exhaled slowly. Then let's make that 100. He opened a channel to the approaching warship. Turn back. You don't know what this place is. The Varnock reply was static at first. Then came a deep grinding voice. We know. We ended the Builders, we'll end you next. The dreadnought fired. A crimson beam slashed through space, but Thomas was already moving. The arc sphere bent the laws of inertia, diving through space like lightning wrapped in armor. The beam missed. Two builder ships flanked him, unleashing pulse blasts that distorted gravity itself. The battle lit the sky. The Varnock ship didn't fight fair. It launched drones, gravity bombs, spatial mines, but the arc spear danced through them. Every move Tomas made was answered by the ship. Every attack he faced taught him more. He was learning faster than even he believed. Other builder vessels joined the fray, flying in formations never seen before. They worked together, living technology flowing like water in a storm. Earth watched it all in real time. Billions held their breath. Humanity wasn't just surviving, it was commanding. But the Varnock ship had one last weapon, something ancient, hidden inside its core. A starbreaker device. Enough to destroy the entire system, vault and all. Thomas's screen lit up with warnings. System breach possible. Planetary loss total. Human survival 0. Thomas looked at the vault, at Earth's star distant in the sky, and he made his choice. "Give me everything," he whispered. "I don't care what it takes." The arc spear surged. It gathered light from the nearest star, bent time, and charged forward at impossible speed, straight into the heart of the Varnock ship. The impact didn't destroy the Varnock. It unmade. It not with fire, but with code. Builder failsafes buried in Thomas's DNA. The arc spear injected the Varnock core with pure builder memory. Millions of years of knowledge, pain, and justice. The dreadnought cracked open like a dead star. Then silence. Thomas floated in space, surrounded by light. The arc spear was damaged but alive. Its systems slowly rebooted. A new voice spoke. Older, warmer. "You are the first in 10,000 years to pass the final test. The galaxy is now watching. What will you do?" Tomas looked toward Earth, then to the stars, and he said simply, "We help those who want peace, and we stop those who don't." Across the galaxy, fleets stood down. The threat of conquest no longer held power. The vault remained open, but guarded, not by an empire, but by one human and the legacy of the builders. Earth had risen, and the galaxy would never be the same again.